Sometimes it's quite a mind fuck to realize that most of the things we see as beautiful, there's a really quite simple reason for why we see certain things as so beautiful. And a lot of the time it's not that we think it's beautiful or whatever, but that it's within our biology to see that thing as beautiful. For example, a lot of the things men seek out for in a partner or whatnot, and a lot of things women seek out for in a partner or whatnot. Um, for example, say with a man, say they're attracted to wide hips, right? Wide hips, and that kind of sort of thing. Well, it's because it's a sign of fertility, right? It's a sign that that female is fertile, um, and that's why we're naturally in our biology we're programmed to be attracted to that, to wide hips, because if it's a sign of them being fertile, um, yeah, it makes sense, doesn't it? And then say with women being attracted to maybe, for the most part, being attracted to maybe muscular guys, right? Well, there's reasons behind it, very simple reasons, and it's inherent within our biology to look for certain things. It's not different, the fact that you're attracted to a certain thing, a lot of the time, most people are also attracted to that thing. It's just inherent within our biology. And 99% of what we are, everyone else is. Literally. The way we react to certain sounds, way we react to certain smells, and so on. It's all very similar. The things we think taste nice. 99% of what we think tastes nice, everyone else will think will taste nice. 99% of the things we think taste bad, 99%, most people will also think will taste bad. We're all just so similar. We all need to go to the toilet. We all need to eat. We all need to drink. We all need to sleep. We all, in our heads, react quite similarly to certain appearances and so on. It's all so similar. The way we react to certain environments is also a lot of the time very similar. 99% of what we are is just like anyone else. Genuinely. The way we move, walking on two legs, the way we pick things up, it's the same. Most of what we are, most of what we do is exactly the same as what everyone else does and thinks and feels and whatnot. Yes, that 1% of what we do that is different to everyone else is massive, right? It's impactful, it's significant. That tiny, tiny bit of what is different about us makes a huge difference, obviously, because we're not all the same. But I'm saying most of what we all do is exactly the same. That tiniest bit, that 1% of what we do that's different to everyone else makes us, basically. That's what makes us different. That's what gives us our identity. But for the most part, we're just so similar. And even a genius, an absolute genius, is very similar to everyone else. Like 99% of what they do, everyone else will do. They still sleep, they still eat, they still drink, they still like nice food, they still react to certain smells the same, they still react to certain sounds the same, they still like the nice scenery, they still react to certain films maybe the same, 99% of even what a genius does and feels and thinks, everyone else does the same. Feels, thinks, feels exactly the same. A lot of what makes us different is how we respond to different things. For example, like we might be thinking in our heads, maybe we see a certain appearance, we see someone who looks a certain way. Now, in our heads, we might all be thinking the same thing, but whether that's actually said or not, or that's what starts to make us different from one another. How we choose to show our reaction, to certain things. A lot of what we see, we in our heads we react to exactly the same. But how we choose to actually act upon that, whether we say something rude or whether we say something nice or whether we don't say anything at all, or these are the things that start to make us different. But honestly, we are so similar. All of us are so incredibly similar, in almost every aspect. I mean, they say that we share like 99% of DNA with a chimpanzee or something. Well, if we share that much in common with a chimpanzee, then imagine how much we share in common with a fellow human being. To all the other fellow human beings. I mean, it is literally minuscule, the differences between us. Minuscule. Yes, those differences can be significant. They can be really impactful and significant, but they are still minuscule differences. Literally. Yeah. And it's weird to even think, like, more than 99% of what Einstein did, you do on a daily, but you do also. 99% of how he will react to certain things, you will react the same. It's probably more than 99%. It'll be like 0.1% or something. Different in how you like react to certain things and whatnot. Like, it is absolutely minuscule, but it makes a huge difference. I'm not saying everyone is the same, but I'm saying that those differences between us, those slight, tiny differences, make huge impacts. They're significant, but they're tiny. They're tiny differences, but they're really significant. But at the end of the day, we're all most of us are born in the same form. There'll be the exceptions, the rare cases where people aren't, where people are missing limbs and things like that. But for the most case, for most of the time, people are born in the same kind of form. 2 arms, 2 legs, and so on. Eyes, nose, mouth, teeth, and the rest of it, right? And then again, how we react to certain smells, how we react to certain sounds, how we think certain things taste, will we like it or not. It's all so similar. We really aren't all that different to one another when it comes down to it. But again, those differences make huge differences. They're significant, but they're tiny. They're tiny. And even think about this: the way we live our lives to everyone else is also very similar. For most people, will go, at least in this country, at least in England and America and France and Italy and all those kind of countries. But no, for most of the countries of the world, we go to primary school, we go to secondary school, we get a job, we find a partner, a lot of people will have kids. We all do also a lot of the same stuff. Get a house or rent a house. you know? So 99% of what we do is exactly the same to everyone else. 99% of what we feel and react to certain things is like everyone else. Um, yeah, 99% of how we look is the same as everyone else. Because the thing is that we might look different, but the fact is we've got the same features. Well, for the most part, you know, we might look different, but those features are exactly the same. They just look different. You know, someone might have a nose that looks different, but it's still a nose. It functions exactly the same. It's a nose. Eyes that look different. Yeah, they look different, but they're the same. Mouth looks different. No, lips or whatever look different, but it's the same purpose. It's the same role. The same reason for it. Um, yeah. But this is why any differences do stand out quite a lot, because we are so old, we're all so similar. We're inherently so similar to one another that any difference there is pops out. It stands out because we are all so similar. Even if that difference is like 0.1% different, um, it does stand out because inherently we're all so similar. Just think about it. Think about how similar, like how we react to certain temperatures. Um, you know, the examples could just go on and on and on and on and on. So yeah, so how we react to certain temperatures, how we react to certain appearances, how we react to certain smells, how we react to certain sounds, how we need the same kind of things to survive. You know, food, water, sleep, the rest of it. How we all seek out at some point in our lives sex, right? That's another thing, right? Um, a partner, looking for a partner, you know, whether that be, you know, whatever sexuality someone is, you know, finding a partner, maybe wanting kids. And then again, like I was saying, the same kind of life path a lot of the time as well, you know, like I was saying, primary school, secondary school, into a, you know, a job or university, and family, kids, house. Yeah, prom or whatever. Experiences that most of all of us share. It might be at a different school, but prom, you know, for example, is something most people experience. You know, you're at a different school, but it's the same thing. Exams, same thing, different school. So we all share so much in common, including our experiences. Most of our experiences are the same as other people too. You know, there are obviously there's the different ones, but I'm saying they're minuscule. You know, in reality, most of the experiences we have are shared with everyone. Everyone, most people have a lot of the same experiences, like, because, for example, like school and the job and, etc., etc. Maybe not so job, but school, um, and just so on. There's loads of others experiences that we all share, at least most of us.